All right, so we're going to record this just to send out to anyone who wasn't able to come to the meeting, just to answer any questions that anyone has had, or just to make this a little more clear. So I'm going to share my screen here. Give me 1 second. Oh, can I? Yeah. Steph, can you give me permission?
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, you see the presentation?
Not yet.
Nope. Now.
Yes, can see it now.
Perfect. All right. So a couple things about this signing day. Basically, this is a pilot program that Allegheny County, and we've extended it to a couple Washington and Westmoreland schools as well. But it's a pilot program that is being watched from the rest of Pennsylvania and a few other states around the country, which is really cool. And it's just a way to bridge the UCS and community gap that is not only in Pennsylvania, it's all across the country right now. So people are trying to figure out ways to get these kids involved and just a little more knowledge of UCS and community on both ends. Majority of Pennsylvania community athletes are over 30 years old. And again, that's because of the lack of knowledge of Special Olympics. A lot of our athletes who are older said that they didn't know Special Olympics existed outside of high school, or they just didn't know about it at all until they got to a certain age. So trying to spread the word and just make it more aware. Our goal as a staff in Pennsylvania is to have 15% of UCS athletes compete in community sports. It's just kind of a number that was thrown out there, and I think it is definitely attainable as long as we are active in spreading, the information that we have about community Special Olympics and vice versa. And so one thing that I want to make clear is athletes and partners can participate in both UCS and community programs, whether that be during the same season or different seasons. So in the winter, if they play bocce, they can go winter, like alpine skiing and community sports, that is allowed. If they want to focus on one sport, if they just want to do bocce in the winter, they can also then do soccer in the fall or track in the spring, something like that. So athletes can compete in as many sports as they want within the Special Olympics offerings. So what is signing day? Some people might have a lot of knowledge about it, others not so much. Basically, what it's modeled after is the high school to college signing day, where high school seniors sit down and they sign their national letter of intent when they've committed to a D1 or D2 school. It's just they're celebrated for accomplishing this achievement and what is the next step in their life. And so we want to recognize and highlight our seniors and super seniors who are going to be leaving high school, and just give them some praise for continuing their athletic careers and continuing in Special Olympics. We're also doing this to provide some information and opportunities to those underclassmen outside of the current UCS model, and just let them know that, hey, maybe during the summer or fall when UCS isn't going on, you still have these options. And lastly, it's to educate our partners on the post-high school Special Olympics opportunities. So whether they want to continue being a unified partner, a lot of colleges around the nation have Special Olympic rec leagues that they can do. They can volunteer in their community, they can donate, they can just keep posting, spreading the word. So it's just, to educate them as well. So quick info on community sports. These are what are currently offered in Allegheny County. Like I said, I do know we have a couple Washington and Westmoreland schools, and I'll show a little glimpse of that as well. But since we're primarily focused on Allegheny right now, these are the sports that are offered. So as I mentioned, if someone does bocce in the winter, they can also do skiing, bowling, figure skating, floor hockey, and it won't coincide with their schedule because I'm going to say 0 of our training sites practice during your game times, which is like 3, 4 o'clock. All of our practices are in the evenings or on the weekends. Fall sports, I think soccer and flag football are really popular amongst our younger crowd that we have. Spring sports, we're just getting, softball. We're just getting softball off the ground, so we have a lot more sites starting that up, but realistically, they can play as many sports on this list as they choose. We do have athletes that play multiple sports in the same season as well. So the sky is the limit with whatever they want to do here. A quick UCS versus community sports, just a couple differences. So you guys are clear, and so anyone who might ask you, you would have the answer. So community sports are typically tournament only. It's not league play. I say typically because there are some instances where we might set up a scrimmage between training sites just for fun during the season. But for the most part, what a typical training site looks like is they practice once a week, the same night every week, and then they'll have a culminating event at the end of the season. So there's a local tournament. There will be a regional or sectional tournament kind of on the western side here, and a state tournament. So I'm just going to use fall for an example. They'll practice once a week for about 8 to 10 weeks. They'll have a local tournament somewhere in the Pittsburgh area. They'll have a regional tournament up at Slippery Rock, and then they'll have a state tournament over at Villanova. So super fun. The athletes can choose how far they want to advance. We have athletes who only want to practice. They don't want to compete. Totally fine. We have athletes who only want to travel to the local tournaments. Again, fine. We have athletes who want to hit every practice and every game. So it's really their choice. Once you're committed to a team, you don't have to travel everywhere with them, but you have the option if you'd want to. The coaches are volunteers. I know in UCS they get a stipend. In community, that is not the case. So everyone we work with are volunteers. It is for ages 8 and up. Anyone under the age of 8 can participate in our Young Athletes program. That's kind of a separate conversation since we're dealing with high school right now. There are both traditional and unified options in the community. So we have mostly traditional teams, but we're really breaking into the unified culture, trying to offer something every season as well. And if an athlete or a partner wants to start a unified program, we are on board, and we'll push that as well. The last thing, medicals in the community last for 3 years. I know for UCS, they have a PIAA medical that lasts 1 year. We do accept those in the community. It will only last 1 year. So if an underclassman would like to participate in the community, they can just send us their PIAA medical. It will be good to participate. They'll just have to renew it again the year after. So signing day details, specifically with this day, what it's going to look like. So we're going to take all of our seniors and super seniors who are graduating who want to commit to a community site. We're going to sit them down at a table, Special Olympics draped cloth, cool background, probably similar to the one Stephanie has on her screen. Cool background behind them. We're going to have our marketing team there with pictures and just make it kind of a big deal and celebrate what their choice may be. We'll have a couple, I guess that's at the end there, but we'll have some representation for from the community, athletes, coaches. They're just there to talk to the students and partners if they're interested and have any questions. We will also have our partners sign a contract committing to stay involved, like I said, volunteering, donating in some way like that. Any underclassmen who are interested in joining a community site, we want to recognize them as well. So what we'll do is we'll get a list from you guys of who that may be, and we'll call everyone up from everyone from this school who is not a senior, come up on stage. We're going to recognize them with their certificate. And over the years, we'll track basically how many years they've been involved with community. And it's going to be sort of like a Special Olympics lettering system. I don't know what that looks like yet, but maybe the first year it's a pin and then a plaque and, how that goes in college. So just wanting to recognize them as well for participating in the community. We will have lunch. Everyone loves free food, so we'll make sure to provide that as well. And lastly, they're going to get a nice Special Olympics hat, something to symbolize their move into the community. It's going to be similar again to the signing day. It'll be sitting there on the table. They can sign the contract, put the hat on. Quick schedule. So we're looking for everyone to arrive. Again, it's at Bethel Park High School. And teams are going to arrive around 11 o'clock. We'll kick things off around 11:30. Depending on how many people are signing, how many people we're recognizing, could take anywhere 45 minutes to an hour, I would think. And then we'll have lunch, and then you guys will depart for the day. So pretty simple schedule, but just wanted to give you guys an idea there. Okay, so what I'm going to need from you as coaches / teachers is for you all to submit the LOI form, which is the RSVP form, by April 7th. Let me go to that here. Basically, what I need to know is your school name, if you're going to be attending, how many seniors, how many non-seniors, just anyone extra. We encourage you guys to bring your team. Even if they don't want to join community, we encourage you to bring them just to cheer on their teammates, to celebrate what they're doing. Any coaches and volunteers, and if you have any questions. So if you guys could submit that by April 7th, that would be wonderful. Just to make sure we have a good account. Okay, turn in the signing day student sheets by April 20th. So this is what that looks like. After you submit your RSVP, I will send you a copy of this. And this is basically what the students will fill out. Now, you can fill it out with them, or you can send it home to the parents and have them bring it back, however you think it's going to get completed. But whichever of these I receive from you is who will be participating in signing day. So if John wants to participate, but I don't get a sheet for John, he's not going to be able to participate until I get his sheet. But it's just basic information. It's letting them know what training sites are available, which are listed on this map. They'll choose their training site and the sports that they want to compete in, and that's how we'll know how to properly recognize them on signing day. This map, again, this is just for your information. It's just a general idea of what training sites are consistently practicing throughout the year. We do hit these empty spots throughout the year with random things. Stephanie is actually coaching bocce in Lawrenceville. We have figure skating somewhere over here. We have pickleball somewhere up in the Moon area. So we do try to hit these empty spots as well, but these 1 through 10 sites are who consistently train throughout the year. I do, for any Washington, Greene County / Westmoreland County schools that want to participate, I do have a form for you as well. So they're a little different from Allegheny. They don't have all these different training sites. They're just the Allegheny or the Washington team, or they're the Westmoreland team. So Westmoreland basketball trains in one location. Washington Green soccer trains in one location. And if any of your students or parents are curious about that information, they can reach out to me and I'll give them that information, but just a little simpler form. They fill out the top, let us know what sport they want to do. We'll take care of it from there. Let's see. Arrange transportation. Clearly, it's sort of like a field trip going to Bethel Park. So just make sure you have buses, vans, however you want to get everyone there. And then submit any food allergy list to us, just so we're all covered for that day. I won't go back to the presentation because now it's over. So we did leave room for questions, Kristen, and it's really just you on here right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask that. But anyone who's watching this recording, if you guys have questions, reach out to Stephanie or myself or Cameron. We're happy to help you out here. But this should be
Eric.
Or Eric, yeah. Sorry, thank you. This should be, it's going to be a really fun day, honestly, just a way to highlight our athletes and, like I said, get a little more information out in the Special Olympics world. But Kristen, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but with you just
No,
being
like
here.
how embarrassing is this?
I can start
What
the
does
recording.
everybody-
How about that? I'll do that first.